All right, chapter 18 brings us back to some of our favorite things about spirit users, particularly their ability, sometimes welcome, sometimes unwelcome, to walk into your dreams. In this chapter, we see Adrian visiting Sydney, who is definitely not prepared for this. And, you know, in past books, we saw Adrian doing this to other people, most notably Rose. And Rose was kind of surprised by it too. But Rose, again, is also growing up in a world where magic and all things associated with vampires are kind of the norm. Something weird happens, and, you know, maybe it's a shock at first, but after a while, you know, she just kind of accepts that. And so Adrian dreams became a part of ordinary life, and you know, perhaps they were intrusive, but that was the weirdest thing about them, not the fact that someone was actually in her dreams. With Sydney, this is quite the opposite. We've already had hints throughout the book that Sydney is not a fan of vampire magic, magic of any kind. She's got her strict boundaries on what is acceptable and what is not. And you know, just seeing vampire magic practiced in front of her was pretty upsetting. And so this is kind of the ultimate invasion of just privacy of her beliefs and of a lot of things. It's very intrusive to her. And, you know, I hope I was able to sort of convey just how really freaked out she is and how it's just impossible for her to even cope with this. And every second, you know, she's asking him, please stop this, please end this. You know, she can't even process some of the questions he's asking her because it's just a complete rocking of her world. I mean, and not in a good way. To have to find yourself immersed in magic that you fear and despise. Chapter 18 also gives us a chance to sort of see Jill finally, if not taking charge exactly, but sort of acting out against what everyone has done for her. Or rather, I should say to her, because, you know, people have been boxing her in since the moment they found out she was Lys's sister. She's had a lot of rules laid down for her, a lot of things she's had to do in order just to be a Dragomir and also to protect Lys's throne. And so in some ways it's easy to look at what Jill does in running away like, oh, you know, that's very foolish, it's very irresponsible, we're trying to keep you safe, why would you do that? But if you look at everything that's been happening to Jill, what's perhaps more surprising is that something like this didn't happen sooner. Jill is responsible, she knows about what's expected of her, but there is only so much that a person can take of being asked to do this, do this, do this. And so Jill wanting to escape isn't that unexpected, although it's probably the most startling thing to happen to Sydney so far, because her whole purpose here is to keep Jill undercover, and then to lose her is pretty much the worst thing that could happen.